Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all already know who this is. It's your boy Trey. First of all, I just got off work like an hour ago, so me and some of my people about to get ready to go to this little bagel spot. It's actually pretty good. It's like I guess a Japanese version of Einstein bagels, but it's just decent. But anyway, this video is more or less about, I guess social deviance. I don't know. A couple of days ago, because I'm gonna be trying to go to college. Well, I'm gonna go to college and major in sociology. So I was online doing a little research. Trying to get myself prepared for it. That way, when I actually get to the class, it's not necessarily all new to me. So I came across something that I found actually pretty interesting. It was more or less an intro to social deviance. And in that article, within it, it says to a certain extent, society needs the deviance in it in order to maintain balance and to help the society change. So when I read that, I started thinking more or less about everybody except for the heteros. Mainly because they're like, I guess, not minority, but the majority at this moment in time. At least that's what a lot of people like to think. But then I started thinking more specifically about the trans community. Someone, not someone, a few people have told me, I'm a little bit too open about, my trans status, considering the fact that I am in the military, and considering the fact that the military isn't too fond of the whole transness thing. And I commented saying, well, if there was more of us out as much as I am, then, maybe that will open up the military's and society's eyes enough, overall, so that they they can tell that, oh, these people, they do exist and they are just that people. So then, I started reading a little bit more into it, and how certain things kind of make people take that deviant route, whether they try to emulate something that's deviant or that it is pushed upon them, such as labels. And I thought of so many people when I read over that one, just particularly because Ordeal, you always seeing, either people for the labels or against the labels. So, a whole lot of bulletins and misconnections just running through my head at one time. And, I started to think about that and the fact that most people would consider being gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, pansexual, whatever have you, to be more or less a deviant behavior, because it's not what society necessarily, I guess, is used to. But I wouldn't necessarily say that that would go along with what I read, because it's more or less like we as in society as a whole are the way we are because that's how we are, if that makes any sense. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there that try to be this and try to be that, but for the most part, most human beings are the way they are just because they're human beings, and nothing more, nothing less. So, yeah. I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but, that's alright, because, there's some kind of point to this, and if anything else, I've helped somebody learn something that they didn't already know. Moving right along. And then they, separated said it's like 5 different versions of deviance. But the two that kind of stuck out to me was retreatism and rebellion. And they say retreatism is more or less denying the way the culture and the way society actually does things. Culture and society being 2 different entities. Is not following by what they, your culture and society expects of you. And the example they gave of a homeless person being homeless because that's what they want, not necessarily because they were forced to, or they had to, but just simply because they want to be homeless. And everybody knows what rebellion is. So when I looked at that, I was like, but that really doesn't make too much sense to me. How can retreatism and rebellion be 2 completely different things if in the end neither one is really conforming to what society wants? Because they say rebellions, they deny both culture and society with the intention to obtain new goals. But isn't that basically the same thing as retreatism? Who knows? I think they're one and the same. You guys tell me, what do you think? You think they're 2 different things, or you think they're one and the same? I don't know, but that's one thing that's like kind of I've been thinking about a lot, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do more research on it. So that's pretty much it for right now. I'm going to be doing a little more reading on the sociology of race and ethnicity and gender and sex roles. So, yeah, I'll make another video on that. Hopefully, get a nice little discussion going so that, on some of these sites, we're not just talking about who's fucking who and how and why they're doing so. Because, quite honestly, I don't care. But yeah, before I end this, I want to give a shout out to, the house builder that I'm boss Lino. That's my fam. I love them to death. And I also want to give shots out to the men's room, because I may not notice it, but y'all been holding a little nigga down, like for real. If I don't think if it wasn't for Antonio when I met him on DL, if he hadn't put me up on some shit, you know what I'm saying, then I'll probably still be a lost child right now. So I thank you, Antonio, personally, and all the fellas on the men's room. Yeah, and that's it. I gotta go eat because I'm hungry as shit. And that's it. I'll let y'all later. Peace.